Hello, welcome to Strange Planet, and I'm going to talk about Picard, the new latest Star Trek series to come out of CBS All Access. Let's talk about it. Hello, this is Ralph Perez from Strange Planet, still holding it down in this quarantine, fighting off this virus thing. I got my cool birthday gift, actually. Let me just show it to you. It's like Baby Yoda fighting off with the Force, the COVID-19 virus. I thought it was like the coolest shirt my wife ever got me. So I'm very happy with my shirt. It's helping me fight this thing. So tell me, if you like the channel, if you like the content here on this review and with other reviews that I will post at the end of this one, please click on the link below to subscribe and on the bell for future notifications. Okay, let's get to it. Star Trek Picard. I love Star Trek. I grew up watching Star Trek. I saw the old episodes when they used to show them on Channel 11 as reruns. I'm not that old. I'm old, but I'm not that old. And I didn't get too much into the Next Generation when it came out during the what was that, the 80s or the 90s? I think it was like the early 90s. You see, Admiral Picard, it's been like a good over 20 years or so since the events of the movie Star Trek Nemesis, where we saw his beloved companion and our beloved android Data give his life to save him and the ship from the situation that was happening in that movie. However, what he didn't know was that all these years there was a special project, an android project that was being done in secret behind him that connected Data's neuro memories or whatever to another android, or may I say two. You got to see the series to know what I'm talking about. It's pretty smart the way they did this. You could tell that the writers who put this together are Star Trek fans. You could tell. It's also tied in with the antagonists of this series, which happen to be the Romulans. We don't get enough Romulan action in these things. Usually it's the Klingons that do their thing, but in this case it's the Romulans, where they are trying to prevent a doomsday prophecy from happening and to stopping all life on Earth and all that. Like, call them a cult, call them a fanatical group, call them whatever you want. It doesn't matter what they're called at the end of it. It's their intent that becomes quite clear early on in the series, and how they're trying to do whatever they can in their power. And I think they really have the best intentions in mind, but they're doing it the wrong way. Trying to kill people before they do anything is kind of like weird. It kind of reminds me of the whole idea of like, is it all right to go back in time and kill somebody that they're gonna turn out to be evil and destroy millions of lives later on in life? It's a dilemma that was picked up on in the, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, say. Well, it kind of falls into this thing too. The Romulans are trying to prevent this terrible thing called the Destroyer from coming into the universe, opening a portal, so to speak, to allow this android-like kind of presence to come in and destroy everything. It happened once before, like, I don't know how long ago, thousands of years ago from what I remember. But they all of this unravels in more detail, and I'm only skimming the surface here, because when it comes to Star Trek, you got to listen. You have to pay attention. You got to be like, otherwise you're gonna miss something. You're gonna be like, what? I don't understand. What happened? Patrick Stewart is Admiral Picard, Captain Picard, whatever. He was an admiral in this show, and he is definitely, because the Federation did something really wrong early on, it kind of really limited his ability to really try to do something about this. So he kind of hires puts together a little crew of his own on the side to try to help him get the mission accomplished. And what an adventure. They go from world to world, and they have to overcome certain obstacles, to get to the point that they're going. Oh, wait, did I tell you the Borg were involved? The Borg is in this. Get ready for that. I'm not going to tell you when. I'm not going to tell you what episode. I'm just going to tell you that there is a Borg connect here. And there's actually quite a few Easter eggs and good connects to other Star Trek series and movies throughout the years that you're going to catch in this series that are so awesome that, if you're a Star Trek fan, you'll catch it. You'll be like, oh, okay, I know what that is. Oh, I know who they're mentioning. I know who they're talking about. I know what that is. And I know who that is. You're going to see that in the form of ships, in the form of, discussion. You're going to, in dialogue, you're in the form of characters, quite some characters. Amazing. An amazing crew that Picard puts together to try to, save the universe from this potential threat without the threat being the threat anymore, if that makes sense. He tries to help this girl, and she at first she's very mistrusting of him, but then as the series moves on, she ends up trusting him soon enough, realizing that her own mortal life was in danger. And the things she discovers about herself as a character, and then she's a very complex character, this girl. I can't think of her name right now, but it was a really good segue to the whole plot overall, and she plays a main part in it. I think it's great. They keep on coming up with new Star Trek stories. This story really held me. I binged it. I think it took me 3 days or 2 days to watch the whole thing from beginning to end. And what I liked about it was that it really had a sense of closure to certain things. You know how you want to just see what happens to our peeps, because you watch a series and then the series stops and then you wonder what ended up happening to them. Well, in this series, in this particular series called Picard, you get a lot of those questions answered. And as a result, there's a lot of, great nostalgia. It's the best thing I could say. And great brand new concepts and technologies that are introduced into the Star Trek universe that are like a Star Trek fan's dream come true. Hey, since we're stuck at home, I would binge watch it again just to see it again because the effects are amazing, the battle sequences are amazing, the spaceships are amazing, our characters are amazing, all of them, both new and old. I'll leave it at that. And check it out, okay? Let me know what you think. Talk to me, comment below, and share with me your thoughts on Star Trek Picard, available on CBS All Access, and just binge watch the whole thing, man. It's all there from beginning to end now at this point. But, I hope you enjoy it and let me know what you think. Okay, it's not often I talk about Star Trek in this channel. I think I'm going to start doing that a little bit more often, Star Trek is definitely a loving piece of my geekdom, if I can say it like that. All right, so make sure you subscribe. This is Ralph Perez from Strange Planet. Take care.